Well, it is National Cutback Weekend. Well, maybe not officially, but there's a weekend a day for everything else. I always think the weekend after the 4th of July is a good time when you really start to look at your plants and, you know, maybe they're not looking quite as great as they did in May. But here, don't despair, because I'm going to show you how you can get a second season out of those plants. How we take even this in our garden center, how we take this and we do a little trimming on it and we make it into this, because trimming stimulates growth. So let's take a hanging basket like this, and it's, you know, a lot of people are shocked when they see this, but you just trim it. And like I say, by trimming, and this is vegetative plants, some plants don't lend themselves as much, and that would be maybe geraniums a little slower. Tuberous plants like tuberous begonias don't maybe lend themselves, but most plants, for what we plant, especially the ones that don't look so good, you do a great job if you just get in here and cut them back, because when you cut back, again, that stimulates the growth, it thickens the plant. So, but there's a few little tricks to this. So once I get this trimmed back like this, first thing I'm going to do, take a dry fertilizer, like this is Miracle-Gro, or you could take Osmocote, which is owned by Miracle-Gro. It's very confusing. So I'm going to Osmocote this. Then I want to do liquid fertilizer every week on this thing. So I'm going to take my little scoop. It's 1 scoop per gallon, and I like to just do it in a 5-gallon bucket. So I'm going to mix that up. And again, you should be doing all your plants every week, especially if they're in containers, because when we water, that leaches the nutrients right out. So I take this, and again, you can do it however you want, a milk jug. I just like to give it a little, all right. And then you watch, it's kind of fascinating. So you start with that, the cutback, then this isn't the exact one. They start to flush themselves out. It starts to fill itself in like this. And then here is the exact plant. So this is about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, and that's the exact plant. And now you can see how much greener it is compared to this, or maybe you can on TV, but it really, because the fertilization really ties it up together. So same thing I've always talked about on geraniums, and we actually cut some back to see how they would do, and it wasn't bad. So this is the geranium, this is the exact same one, and you can kind of see it kind of came back. Everything's budding back up pretty nicely. So again, the key here is fertilization. You have to fertilize every week, which you should be doing anyways. I mean, you spend all this money on these things, you might as well get the biggest bang for them. But again, this stuff, this will be good until fall. And if you get a little yellowing you can't get rid of, get something with a little bit of iron, like ironite is good, and that'll green it up as well. Remember, National Cutback Weekend. Sign my petition. We're going to make it official.